Welcome to the Season of Self-Love podcast. I am your host, Nyomi Banks, and I am thrilled to have you join me on this transformative journey. You see, every day we dive into a powerful conversation about self-discovery, healing, and empowerment. This podcast is brought to you by Ask Nyomi and Elevate Me Self-Discovery, where we believe that loving yourself is the first step to living a fulfilling life. You can expect insightful discussions, practical tips, and inspiring stories. Plus, we'll occasionally welcome special guests who will share their unique perspectives on self-love and personal growth. So get comfy, grab your favorite beverage, and let's embark on this journey together. Because it's time to embrace the beautiful person that you are. So let's elevate our lives one episode at a time. Now let's get started. All right, my beautiful people. Well, welcome back to the Season of Self-Love podcast. I am your host, Nyomi Banks, and we are definitely into this month, June series of creativity and expression. Well, this month we're celebrating on how creativity can be a very powerful force of healing and self-discovery and joy. Well, today's episode is called Embracing Creativity Through Adversity. And we're talking about how tapping into our creative selves can help us to navigate and heal from life's toughest moments. I know this Monday is something different. Dr. Will is not with us, but today I have the pleasure of being joined by someone who truly embodies the message, and that's Z.I. Z.I. is a success catalyst, an author, a powerful advocate for transformation, and she's come from surviving domestic violence to becoming a voice of healing. Z.Y. uses creativity not only as an outlet, but
Washington Wellness Institute focuses on healing always. For me, if I look good, then I feel good. If I feel good, then I share the good. If I share the good, then I celebrate the good.
So we're going to take a quick break.
If I celebrate the good, then I live the
Nyomi Banks here on
good.
the
So I
Season
can be
of
paid to
Self-Love
be my greatest.
We'll be right back.
But I have to learn the good to be the good.
So, what does it take to be the greatest? It's as simple as a free 15-minute consultation. Be kind to yourself and heal always.
Hey, it's your girl D Goddess Nyomi Banks, and make sure you tune in every Thursday night to Ask Nyomi Bridging the Gap podcast, where we talk about everything from love, sex, relationship, cultural differences, and so much more. We're bridging the gap between them all, and we even talk about spiritual uplifting. You need to stop by. Me and Dr. Mike, as well as the BTG crew. We have some amazing guests that come through. You never know. Just make sure you tune in Thursday night, 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Go to xnyomi.com and tell them Nyomi sent you. All right, well, welcome back. Well, hello, Miss Z.Y. Z.Y.?
Z.Y.
Z.Y. That's beautiful. Thank you again for just being a part of this. How are you?
I'm great. Thank you for having me. It's a huge honor. Thank you.
Thank you. All right. So my listeners, you know how we do it. I want you to get real nice and comfortable. Let's just guide ourselves, ground ourselves before we get into the topic at hand right now. So if you all can just close your eyes for a moment. All right, my beautiful people. All right, close your eyes if you can. And I want you to relax your shoulders. Now take a deep breath in through your nose. Hold it for a moment. Now exhale out your mouth. Now with this next inhale, I want you to inhale love. Now I want you to exhale tension. Now on this one, I want you to inhale acceptance. Now I want you to exhale judgment. Now I want you to breathe into your beautiful body. And I want you to repeat silently after me. I honor my body. I nourish my mind. I am whole. Breathe in one more time. Exhale. And when you are ready, please open your eyes. All right, my beautiful people. Again, thank you for sharing this quick little spot with me. Just this sacred time. You know, this is something we do every day, Monday through Friday here on the Season of Self-Love. So let's get back to our beautiful guest. Z.Y., thank you for joining us.
Let's start this.
You ready? All right. So your story is deeply powerful. Can you share with us on your journey from surviving domestic violence to just becoming a success catalyst?
Of course, I would love to do that. So I came to United States following the love, and that love turns to be a domestic violence. Something that I never expected because I was deeply in love. I believed, I trusted. My whole heart, my whole body was there for this man. And I need to learn the lesson. I needed that. So, and I got into that relationships where I was financially, physically, mentally, sexually abused. And that was a nightmare. And that went for a couple of years. And I remember myself, I'm sitting there crying like a baby. And I was like, God, please give me the strength. Just give me the strength. I cannot take it anymore. It's not why that's not why I am here on this earth. This is not my mission.
Right.
And I think the universe heard me and said okay. And one night before the Christmas, he kicked me out of the house. No friends, no family, no money. And my only choice was to live in my car. And I had just one person that I didn't know if he will be able to help me or he will say, no, I'm sorry. That was back that time, that was my boss. Mm-hmm. And at night I sent him a text saying hey, I've just been kicked out of the house. Is it okay that I can stay in your house? That is wonderful man with a big heart, and his entire family, they welcomed me in their garage. But you know what? I'm really grateful because that was a winter. That was really cold outside, and sleeping in the car somewhere on a parking lot, it's not really safe, especially for anyone, especially for women. And I faced a lot of stages of fear, desire to come back. Maybe this time will be better. But I've decided not to. I decided to take this lesson seriously and move forward.
Yeah.
I faced a lot of different emotions. I remember myself sitting in the parking lot next to the grocery store and was crying and saying life wasn't prepared me for this. But I was wrong. I was wrong. This is exactly what I needed to get to the point where I am right now. This is exactly what I was needed to learn who I am, how strong and powerful I am, what I can do to provide myself, and how fast I can achieve what I want to achieve. Because if, God forbid, I would stay in that relationships, oh my God, I have chills. I'm not sure that I will be able to talk to you right now. I'm talking about really bad things that happened to me. And yes, I was lost. I was in a chaos. Again, I did the country is new for me. No family, no money. I didn't even know the rules of this country. But I discovered this little tool that I really want people to learn this and use it every single day. It's celebrating small wins. Even I remember I had just $5 to spend for the food per day. And my only food it's a half of the Subway sandwich. That's it for the entire day. I worked multiple jobs. I was driving an Uber. I was working at the restaurant. I was taking anything that can bring me $1. And every time I was going to Subway and getting myself a sandwich, I was like, God damn, it's so good. It's so delicious. I'm so grateful. Thank you. I will do better. I promise. I know. And at the same time, it's a mix of emotions. I was crying because I was feeling bad for myself. I felt sorry for myself. I didn't feel really fair to me. But at the same time, I knew that I have the biggest power over myself is just moving forward. Baby steps, small milestones, just moving forward and celebrate yourself. say thank you. You don't need to throw a party. You don't need to create something unrealistic. Just there's a lot of things just to celebrate, just to acknowledge, like looking yourself in the mirror and say, like, I'm so proud of you.
Yeah.
You did this. You just showed up, and that's enough. And you don't need to wait until you start like making millions or becoming super successful. Because if you won't celebrate yourself on your way through this path, you will burn out, you will procrastinating, you will be depressed, you will be unhappy. And when you will get to that big goal where you're going to, you won't be happy. But can you imagine spending all this time, all this effort, sleepless nights, a lot of tears, this resistance in your body, in your mind, but you get there. And if you won't celebrate your small wins, you won't be happy. You need to acknowledge how many power inside you and how wise you used it to get yourself where you at right now.
That is so beautiful. And thank you for sharing that. You being in one of the most vulnerable, lowest point of your life, you're being in a country where you know no one. And you could still be so humble, so gracious, resilience, to say thank you for that Subway sandwich. But not only that, to put your pride aside and to call your boss.
Yeah.
You know, probably 90% of the people, 99% of the people out in this world, our listeners, probably could not do that because of pride. You understand what I'm saying? And so I thank you for sharing that story. And I also thank you for just being so courageous to make that step and to sit here and talk to us right now on here. When you were speaking, you were not only speaking to my audience, but you were speaking to me too. And I heard a message through that. Every time before I sit on here with any guest that I have, I always pray to God and I ask him to use us as vessels, not only for our listeners, but for one another. And I ask him to, open my ears, my eyes, my third eye for intuition, to be able to, of clarity, of understanding, if there's a message that for me to be heard as well as my listeners, and you did. The one thing is that I love is you talk about those small wins. Just last week, I talked about scooting. We talk about make that step, celebrate that first step. I went and said, let's celebrate that first scoot. That first scoot is like,
Yep, exactly.
Instead of that step. And when we start to break it down like that, I think it will be so much more for us to embrace and to accept than that nice step.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Absolutely. Yeah. And you need to be vulnerable with yourself as well.
Yeah.
Because first step is the scariest. Why? Because anything that is new and unknown for us, for our brain, it's giving an alert, like it's danger. It's danger. Yeah. Because back to when we were living in the caves, step into like unknown territory will lead you maybe to the, I don't know, can be tiger there or lion or poison, like whatever. And our brain is still have those like patterns somewhere on the back.
Yeah.
But today's fear, it's being judged, to lose the control. And the funny part is with the control, it's an illusion. You're not controlling anything. The only thing that you controlling, it's yourself, your feelings, your reactions, and your emotions.
Yes.
What you feel, how you react, and something happened to you. Again, as you said, when that happened to me, I could be upset with the entire world. I could hate everyone and everything. But no, I was like, okay, how I can help myself.
Yeah.
what lesson should I learn based on what happened to me? This is the most main questions, the basic questions that everyone that is facing something in their life should ask them. Not just like, why, what it for, why me? No. If you will ask those questions, the God, the universe, the higher power will give you more lessons to understand what for. What lesson you need to learn. And this is the most important. Like if you're facing something, if you're trying to get more success, become more successful, get more money, more recognition, more power, whatever it is your more and you cannot get there, ask yourself why. Why God, universe, the higher power didn't let me get what I want right now? Can be multiple reasons. You cannot be ready. You can have like self-doubt. You can have some double standards, or you have some limiting beliefs. So those limiting beliefs, you by yourself, sometimes, most of the times, let's be honest, most of the times, you cannot recognize. Why? Because they are running in autopilot in our head. And you just like, you thought about something and that limiting belief is just like, hello, my dear, my best friend, I'm here. Because all those limiting beliefs, that is someone else's opinions of us, of the life, of their like, of their life, how they achieve or didn't achieve something based on what. And I like to say, listen to everyone like they are lying to you. If you don't feel that, in your body, if someone's saying like, if you want to get more money, you need to sacrifice your family. Who told you that? Who told you that? Someone who is not successful and just sitting at home and just whining and complaining. I'm sorry, but I don't need that opinion. I'm not interested in someone who is not professional in something where I'm going to. If you are not happy with your career and you're trying to give me some advice, that is not an advice. You're just complaining and want me to be in a circle of this complain with you. But guess what? I'm smarter. I'm not talking about my pride, but I'm smart enough not to take that as a truth. Because I will go there and explore my own path in this life. And it doesn't matter how old you are. Because I know a lot of people in their 40s, 50s, they're saying, I'm too old for this. No. If you have this thought in your head, you have this desire, I want to become a model, I want to become an author, I want to become a writer, a dancer, or whatever, it means that you have the full capacity to do that. It's not some delusional dreams. It's something that your body, mind, and soul is craving. You want to give something to this world. And I don't know if you're aware of that. All of your talents, it's not yours. They don't belong to you. They belong to the world. So in your mission is to share those talents, everything that you can share, and you will be surprised how many awards and rewards you will get from someone who will take that knowledge from you. A lot of people, they just like, I'm not professional. I don't have the master degree in this. I don't have this. I don't have that. But there are so many people who is dreaming to have the same mindset as you, to look like you, to have the same kind of relationships like you. And you might be able to share that, your story. Just talk about yourself. Show this world all your good sides.
Yeah. Beautiful. That's something that we talk about often here, about using your life, your world as an example. It's one thing, was it in February? I believe it was in February. On Tuesday, on my Transfer Tuesday shows, I used music as an inspiration, a wording to help us to get through that. And I think it was, I'm trying to remember exactly what February was, but there was one particular song that touched me, and it was about your winnings, your winning season. But also in your winning season, when you're sharing not only your winning season, but all your trials and tribulations, these are lessons for you to be teachable moments for others. And when you start to stand in your authenticity and you share those moments with those people, you just don't know how many people that you can resonate with. So I get this question a lot is, Nyomi, why are you so open about your journey? I said, because people would judge a book by its cover and never take the time to read the pages in between that. So right now I am giving you the book of me, of who I am, and allowing what God has allowed me through each one of my careers and my life to show on my self-love. I didn't begin with self-love. I had to learn how to re-love myself through my eyes, not anyone else's, but through my eyes. And so when you see that, and when you hear that, especially when I have amazing guests like you that come on and have these amazing stories on how they got through it by the tools that they use from their trials and their tribulations, then it's to tell you, no, this is real. So you're right. We don't need a degree. Absolutely. We need to be awake and aware of what's happening in our lives. We need to be open to those experiences and learning what those lessons are and apply those tools. And as you say, share with others on how that goes and how we do it. And that's where it comes with using that for creativity. So as this month is all about creativity, I want to ask you, how did creativity play a role for you in your healing process and rebuilding your process?
The creativity is a key to success. And I'm not talking about like painting, whatever DIY, this project, like I'm talking about the creative thinking. So there is a thing, as I mentioned, I've been working for 5 different jobs, but how it started, I was sitting on the bed, crying my eyes off like through the night, and I woke up next morning and okay, baby, how you can help yourself? I don't know. Because at that moment, you don't know, because you're so hurt, you're deeply down, you're destroyed. Anything that you want to do is just lay down, and like different coping mechanisms can show up. I was like, okay, I don't know. But what do you have as a source? What do you have? I was like, I have a car. So how you can make money with the car? Like, okay, what do you need right now? I need money to protect myself. How you can make money? Maybe with my car. Okay, how with your car? Oh, maybe I can like drive an Uber. I was scared. I was so scared. I was like, I'm a woman, tiny, who is gonna deliver some big drunk man. Let's be honest, it's real life, right? We're talking real. And I was like, but at the same time, it's gonna be my first step, this little milestone that will lead me to where I want. And guess what? I was right. Because if I wouldn't take that little step, I didn't implement my creativity in a thinking, I wouldn't get there. I would just sit there crying and, being unhappy, thinking maybe I should go back. And this little snowball is one by one, step by step. I was like, okay, I got this. And then I got this. And then I start talking to the people, because domestic violence survivors, they are not really open about what happened to them, because that experience is not just mentally destroy you. It's body. It's like you thinking that something is wrong with you, that you are trash of the society because that happened to you. And it's your fault. No, it's not your fault. If someone treated you badly, it's their responsibility. Your responsibility, it is how long you stayed in that environment where they dismissed you, mistreat you, where they devalue you, and just, this is only responsibility that for how long you stay there. What they did, it's you. And later, I helped myself with a lot of different DIY projects. I started like painting, I was doing candles, and that helped as well. Why? Because when you are busy with your hands, what is happening with your brain? It's free.
Mm-hmm.
It's not overthinking, over planning, overcomplicated something. When you are doing something with your hands, you make this space for your mind to be creative about your life.
Yeah. Yeah. I have a question for you. Can you share a time when a small milestone, like you felt like a huge victory?
Oh, it's a good question, but I will answer this way. It will never be one moment because it's a chain that is really tied to each other.
Mm-hmm.
Because without my first step to go driving for Uber, I wouldn't get to know another person whom I talked to, and I got introduced a little bit of my story, and that person like, oh, I have something. Would you want to discover here? And I got another job, and then I met another people. So all this and when I come back home after 18 hours of work, I was like, I know you're tired. I know you're exhausted, but look at you, what you've accomplished today. You did this great. You did this much. I'm so proud of you. And next morning I woke up already yes, I know that my day will be hard and will be long, but I've already wake up knowing that at the end of the day, I will say thank you to myself because I did all this. And so all this chain, little by little, going somewhere. And one day, in a year and a half, 2 years, you will stop for a second, look back at yourself 2 years ago, and you will say, oh my baby, did you see what you did? How I'm proud of you. There is no other way you could do better. There's no way you could fail because you did all these little baby steps to where are you right now. And acknowledge, please, everyone, listen me. I beg you, acknowledge every step you've made. There's multiple tools. You can create a jar with little notes you will put in. And every time when I was going through the nasty divorce with the person I've been married to, there was multiple moments when I wanted to give up, when I didn't believe in myself. But I've created this jar where every day I put just at least one thing that I'm grateful for, at least one thing that I think that was my small win. Because again, as you said, all our small wins, it's for us, and only we are allowed to judge it and say yes, this is my small win, not yours, not someone else's, but mine, because this is my life, and only I know how to live this in the right way. No one else can ever tell me what to do and how to do. It doesn't matter who they are, my parents, my partners, my kids, my siblings, my best friends. Never, if you never ask for advice or whatever, never welcome any advices. And that jar helped me, because when I felt absolutely blue, I was down, I was ruined, I opened that jar. And I was smiling because I was like, this little thing bring me bring me so many joy and happiness. Oh, okay. So I'm showing my brain that even this little thing can lead me to bigger. Because if I'm happy about this teeny tiny thing,
yeah,
can you imagine how happy I will be about this big thing?
Yeah.
There's something that is a little bit bigger. So, and to summarize, to make this great answer, to make an answer to your great question, is there's no way you can this small win brought me to. There's no one small win. That's why it's a process. It's a progress. Every single day. Show yourself love, just to yourself. Close the door in your bathroom. Don't talk to anyone. Talk to yourself. Look into your eyes and say, like, you are the best version of yourself.
Yeah, beautiful. Thank you. I love that answer. I love that answer. So let me ask you this, and I'm going to go all the way back. How long were you in this relationship?
Almost 3 years.
And before that, and I'm just want to ask you, and before that, did you ever have any relationships, whether it was with your parents or anybody, that you felt abuse for you?
It's a great question, because when you go through the self-development, you started seeing things differently. And when someone like hurt your feelings, abused you, now you understand what happened, why. Mm-hmm. But yes, that wasn't like something really terrible, but there was neglecting my feelings and emotions. That was dismissed me as a person. Devaluation, that was sometimes like a physical, like in my family, there was some physical moments where I didn't appreciate it. And answering this question, people, I don't like blame our childhoods, but this is the fact. Everything that happened with us when we were babies, when we were kids, where we didn't know this world, where we were learning this world through our parents, our siblings, grandparents, whoever was there for us, has a great impact on your reality and your adulthood.
Yes.
And I really want that one day our educational system will implement such a subject like a self-love, self-understanding, psychology, mental well-being at school. If you not feel safe or happy at home, you need to understand that. You don't need to learn this abusive blueprint as a love.
Yeah.
Otherwise, in adulthood, it will be really painful, and you will need to go through a lot just to put yourself together, just to relearn how to love yourself, how to appreciate yourself, how to accept yourself, how to look in the mirror and say, like, yes, I'm unique, I am authentic. Because a lot of us trying to fit the society standards, whether it's appearance, whether it's income, whether it's relationships, kids, all this, but you will never be happy if you will try to fit shoes that is not your size. You need to fit the only shoes that is suitable, beautiful, just for you. And I'm not talking being like a terrible person to someone else by saying like, this is self-love. No. Self-love is something that you appreciate yourself and everything that is around you. Self-love, it's when you know your boundaries and your limits. Self-love, it's when you are not letting anyone, I'll say it again, anyone to cross your boundaries. And you are not afraid that someone would say like, oh, you don't love me anymore because you don't let me dismiss you, mistreat you. Like, I love you with my whole heart, but I love me more. And I will never let you trick me like you just tried to trick me. And if that person would say like, oh, you know what? You just like being whatever. I'm sorry. I accept for who you are, but it's not for us to go in the same path from now on. And it's okay. That's easy. This is self-love. And again, self-love, it's not about bubble bath and, this.
No.
No. Self-love, it's a deep, hard work on your inner peace.
Yes.
And only you know what is inner peace for you.
Yeah. Thank you for sharing that. So the reason why I asked that question is because we want to know where it started from, because as we said, we have a lot of listeners out here, and I want to make sure they truly understand the scope of your healing process, that it didn't just start from you being in that relationship with that man, that it started off even before then, because that is how you was mirrored in that relationship. That's how you got into that relationship where you thought that what was common for you. So my question is now is that, because what you just said is so very powerful, for when was the very moment when you say, you know what, I have to love myself more than anything? When was that? When did you become your own superhero?
That is the story behind all this. Before that happened, I went for the South trip for my birthday. And I met a lot of great people, male and female, who treated me like a queen. And for me, being in relationships where every single day I was either mentally or physically neglected, abused, dismissed, I look at this world with a different eyes. And I was like, hold on. It looks like my perception, my imagination of the reality is not true. And you need to have the courage to acknowledge that you were wrong. Just don't talk, like you can talk to someone else, but like, first of all, you just like, oh God, I was wrong. Because we all have this like pride, like I'm always right?
Yeah.
No. Be brave and say like, oh, I was wrong. And I was thinking how it's happening. First of all, now I can say that I'm smart, beautiful, wise woman, but at that time I was doubting all that. My self-confidence, my self-esteem was absolutely down. And I came back home and I discovered that in our house, there was another person who had like a lot of criminal records. He was on a probation. And so what happened, that person get drunk. My ex-husband went to bed, left me alone with that person. And that person was trying to like sexually pursue me or... I put him down. I locked myself in the bedroom. Next morning, I woke up and I was like, hey, this is what happened. Your friend... and he's like, I don't believe you. I was shocked. I didn't know what to say. I didn't know what to think. I didn't know how to act. He goes, I'm going to talk with the person. He spoke, and the person said, if I did something, I'm really sorry, but I don't remember it because I was so drunk that I cannot even remember my name last night. And I got this strong understanding that doesn't matter what happened, because those people who are in abusive relationships, they always have this small hope somewhere in their soul, heart, and mind that everything will be different tomorrow.
Yeah.
And that was danger for my life. And doesn't matter, like maybe it sounds for someone, yes, I was in an abusive relation, but my life for me is the most valuable that I can have. And I realized that never this man will be a protector. And I'm a woman. I want to have my partner stronger, faster, higher than I am. And that moment I realized I will never be safe in this environment. That was hard and deep realization. And after that, in a couple of days, the universe just sent me this chance and said like, okay, you're on a streak right now. Your hands are free. You are free to be creative with your life. Go for it, girl. Yes, that was hard. I don't want everyone listening to me right now and thinking like, oh, she just, just wake up next morning and become successful. No, I went through a lot of hell, but I was creative because my life mattered to me a lot.
Beautiful. Thank you for that. Thank you for sharing that. So let's talk about your work as a coach now. What tools do you share with your clients, to help them to break that toxic cycle?
Change their mindset. Change their mindset about themselves. Because people who are not self-confident, they don't see their value. They compare themselves to someone else and thinking that they are not successful, they're not good enough, it's not smart enough, they don't have enough talents, they're just whatever they can say to themselves. Yeah. It's not true, because we're working with the limiting beliefs, we're working with the self-doubt, we're working with a lot. It's actually authentic, it's unique. Every person has its own questions, issues, wrong understanding of herself, and the comparison yourself to someone else. It's a virus.
Yeah.
We're comparing ourselves to someone else without knowing their story. That's why I think you're here and I'm here, so people can understand what you need to go through in order to get what you want.
Right.
And that's fine. Ups and downs, that's fine.
Right.
As long as you know what to do when you are down, as long as you understand what you need to support yourself. You're not going to your partner for your support. You're not going to whomever, the coach, the
therapist.
Thank you. Mm-hmm. You are using those as extra tools, as an additional tools. But first of all, what is your self-help?
Yeah.
For someone, you just need to sit down and cry like a baby for 30 minutes and you will be good tomorrow. For someone, you need to do some practices. For someone, you need to pray. For someone, you need to meditate. For someone, you need to go to the gym. For someone, some different things. Like, for example, for me, if I'm stressed, I'm going and punch the box, like I'm doing a boxing or kickboxing. This is my way to relieve the stress, because I have that much energy. My mindset is this way. My personality is this type. But for you, you might be a beautiful woman. You just need to go there and meditate, mm-hmm. or to pray. Either way will work. But if I will tell you, you know what? You just need to go to the gym and punch that, that bag, and just do it. And you say, like, I'm afraid, I'm scared, I don't want to, I don't know. So the main reason is, for me, in my work with 101, is just discover who you are. What are your values? How do you see this world? How do you want to be in this world? Whom you want to be when you grow up, Just even if you're 40 years old.
You've grown already. What are you
If you even grow up already and you carry all the heavy society standards on you, you don't know yourself. Yeah. I'm sorry. Yeah. 60, 50, 20, you don't know yourself.
Yeah.
If you are authentic, you won't be my customer. You won't be my client. Mm-hmm. In some cases, maybe when you're stuck, there's a lot of good, great, successful, happy people who love themselves, who come in and ask, like, oh, I'm stuck here a little bit. And that's fine.
Right.
That's okay, because our brain, as I said, is working a little bit, I don't want to say against us, but it's always trying to protect us by saying, we need to be careful here. Just slow down. And sometimes you really need to slow down. And when you slow down, you don't need to eat yourself up and say, like, I'm lazy. You're not lazy. You're just recharging. And you need to understand this and acknowledge. So this is like, can you imagine, like, a heavy big ball, you're trying to pull it all over the hill. And in the work with me as a success catalyst, I'm making the hole in this hill, the tunnel in this hill, that will help you to get there. So you're going to get where you want in any sphere of your life with less inner resistance.
Yeah, thank you for that. I'm so sorry. So we coming to the end of the show right now, and ZY, let me tell you this. This has been truly amazing. It's been truly, truly amazing. And I honestly would love to have you back on another episode. And maybe we can even go longer. Your journey has been so amazing. So what I want you to do right now for our listeners that possibly will want your coaching, where can they find you at? Your Instagram, your website, everything that you have to offer, if you can go ahead and share that at this time.
Yes, please find me online, ZY Elite Woman. It's my YouTube. There's more videos on that can answer a lot of your questions. ZY Elite Woman, it's my Instagram. But if you want to schedule a session with me, it's zylitewoman.com, my website. Just go there and schedule an appointment with me, and I will be thrilled and happy to be that catalyst for you, who will show you that you are so authentic that you will never, ever again will compare yourself to someone else or think there is something wrong with you. With all my love, I want to pass it to you so you can understand and see how beautiful you are inside your journey.
Thank you so much. This has been truly beautiful. It has. I wish we had more time. I wish we had more time, but thank you. Thank you again for just being here today with us, and your transparency, your strength, and just creative spirit. It's such inspiration. And to our listeners, I want you to remember that even in your darkest moment, that your creativity can be your light. I want you to celebrate every step, every scoot forward, and trust that you have everything within you to rebuild. I want you to join us next as we continue our journey through this creativity and expression. And until then, I want you to remember that every step that you take in your journey is self-love. It is a step towards your rebirth. Have an amazing day. Have a good one. Thank you for joining us on this journey of discovery and empowerment here at the Season of Self-Love podcast. Remember, embracing self-love is a continuous journey, and we're so glad to have you with us. So if you enjoyed today's episode, please leave us a review. And don't forget to join our community on Facebook at Season of Self-Love. Connect with like-minded individuals who are also on their self-love journey. Now, if you have any questions or topics that you'd like for us to explore, we love to hear from you. Email us at seasonofselflove@gmail.com and let your voice be heard. So until next time, take a moment for yourself today, and remember, you are worthy of love, joy, and all the beautiful things that life has to offer.